Hey everybody, this is Blaze the Firewolf coming at you with another Roundup video. I went to Meldetech 7 times. This is 7 times of all the things I found. I'm gonna have to title this video with Bucketlist finds because there are finds in here that are my first time finding them. I'm just gonna blow through the clad, you know, the quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. $10.80. And believe it or not, there's this one area I found just on the outskirt, kind of in that boundaries of Ford Park on the side of the dog park side. I know the park was established in 1963, but I'll tell you, I kept finding bullets. Dozens of these bullets that I wondered if they were like for firing range from 1963 or before. I went to this specific area and spent 7 hours the whole day. I went super early, like 7 o'clock in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon. That's California time. I spent all day doing this wooded area. I kept digging up 8-inch targets, and believe it or not, lots of clad. Lots and lots of clad. I think I counted $3.96 on my last day. Now, I went 4 times metal detecting, the remaining of Sylvan Park, and 3 times metal detecting Ford Park, our neighborhood park that's just down the hill from us. So I dug up a fortune of trash. But I was really patient on that day since I went super early, because I wanted to know if I could find history, and I probably have found it. But I'll go through this first day back from Dad's, from the time I came back from Dad's. I went to this wooded area. I was kind of pinpointerless without a pinpointer by this time. I still had to wait for my regular Garrett to come. Just going through all that clad. Here's some memorials. This is actually a piece of a tile or brick. Looks like brick, feels like brick on this side, but feels like tile on this side. Could be off of some... I found this like circle area around the grass by the picnic tables, and I found this in the hole with some other stuff. I think it was just a junk bottle top or something. This ring's not silver, but it rang up kind of like a silver ring. Though by looking at it, I don't think it's silver. I mean, if it is silver, I mean, I'd be surprised, but I don't think it is because I don't see any markings in it. Kind of has a chromy look. After I scraped it, I found some copper underneath. It rang up the right numbers of a silver ring, but it's not. I don't think it is. It was 4 inches though. Copper ring. A copper ring with a stone in it, which I'm pretty sure is fake. I don't think it's real. And a 1958D wheat penny in that same circle area. I found out that circle was like, established through 1888 until 1988, so it's fairly old. I know Sylvan Park has kind of had an Indian reservation or something that dates all the way back to 1812 or something. I need to look again if I go back there. So, first day. Then I come back the second day. Now I went back to... There's this building that was converted into a bathroom. I went behind it, and 8 inches down I found this. Now I can't tell what it is, but this is what what it looks like. I'll let you guys look at it in specific angles. Maybe you see something that I can't see. I showed this a couple videos back. The only solution I've never tried it on is CLR. Calcium, lime, and rust remover. I actually worked on it with, my clad and some of the silver, and surprisingly it turned out really good. Though I have to wear gloves while using it because it's a much more powerful substance than vinegar. So I'm going to be using CLR on this when I come back to Dad's on June 10th. So, I don't know. If you guys see something there that looks like an 1800s coin or a V-nickel or an Indian head, definitely let me know. But for now, I'm going to put it in CLR and see what happens. Sprinkler head, solid brass. Going to my brass area. In the parking lot by the skateboarding area, I found this marble, just a clear glass green marble. Nothing but clad. And then I came back that same area, but I went a bit further up. Right in that vicinity where I found this really interesting possible railroad coin, I found this. I think it is a brooch, but I'm not sure how old it is. It's made out of, I think there's a steel part to it, and this is made out of chrome. It's a pretty cool find, but I don't think it's very old. I think it's fairly modern. There's a word on it right there that I can't distinguish. It's pretty battered. Just bits of scrap. Now this could be part of the university, since the Sylvan Park is part of a university. If I can pick it up. Honor roll. It's slightly magnetic. There's slight magnetism to it. I think it's made out of some plate metal. There is a university by this park. University of Redlands, just across the street. Really big university area. So that's probably where it came from. Your bits of scrap, brass. I'm not sure how old it is. It says WFCO. It could just be some junky brass or copper jeans button. This could be old because it rang up really bad on my Garrett. I think this is really light, flimsy brass. It says LSCO Company. The back is iron, so that explains why it rang up so bad, because there's iron in the back, brass in the front. I dug it because it gave out a chance of something, and that's what it was. But yeah, I found that in a really dry desert dirt footpath area. And in that same area, I found this. Now, I'll let you guys take a good look at it. And if you guys know your history on clothes or stuff, definitely answer in the comments. I have no idea what it is. It could be old because there's patent dates. It says duplex, something brass, something goods. There's a patent date right here. And believe it or not, this rang up like a gold ring. Yeah, it rang up like gold. But I think it's brass. I think it's brass because of how flimsy it is, because of that crease. If you could see it. Yeah, there's a split right there. Here's the patent if anyone wants to read it. Patent, I think it's July 16th, if it's going to focus. Patented July 16th, 07. And there's another date, February 27th, 17. And there's a March 18th, 19. Now, could someone tell me if it's in the 1900s? Is it a 2007 patented? Is it a 1919 patent? Is it something that's really old? I mean, if it is really old, That would blow my mind because anybody could drop anything at this park. I know this park has 200 plus year of history, long before it was even a park. So that's my 3. And here's the 4th day. There's this parking lot by a playground that I went to. Just dozens of junk bottle tops, pull tabs, signals that kept running on me. You know, something that you think you're going to find something, but it's running like a can. I don't, running, it keeps going down, and you're not getting it out. That's not good. There's a dry dirt, desert-like dirt footpath. Now, I can't tell if this is gold or not. I don't think it is. I can't see any markings on it. You could tell me it rang up kind of a similar number of what gold would be, but I can't be 100%. It's really rough. It's got an M on it. And when I use the loop on this, I can't really see any markings in it. It rang up kind of like a 72, then it went to 39, which, if it's not gold, it's probably copper, so I'm not going to hold my breath on it. I think it's possibly just copper, so there's no marking on it anyway, so. And there's all my clad nickels. That's pretty good on clad nickels. I keep digging up the nickels in case. This is brass. It's pretty interesting. It's one of those knot tighteners or something for, it looks like a wire holder or adjuster or something. It was only a couple inches in dry dirt. Good brass. Some pretty good piece of brass right there. That's probably a 5-cent piece. Another piece of brass, copper wire, just bunch of junk, odds and ends. Then we go to, so that's it for Sylvan Park. Now let's go to Ford Park. Here's all my scrap for you. There's this area I went to. I didn't go that early. I didn't stay for long, unfortunately. Plus, it was raining a bit, so I got a bit dirty in some parts. But I think I got, 87 cents or something? Some bullets. Kept finding these. They're not sinkers. I don't see any holes at the bottom of them. It's possible this place was a firing area, but I'm sure it's illegal to fire at a park now, though I don't know if people still do it. On that day, I went to the parking lot. I found my first ever silver earring of 2023. Waxed out. It rang up like a zinc penny, believe it or not. But like what I always do, metal detecting, I dig up everything. It is 925. Both the stem, both the hook and this is 925. But man, I believe it's been hit by a mower. The stone fell out. The stone wasn't in the hole when I dug it, so So that was kind of the day. Now I'll go through the next day, which was humongous, because I didn't expect anybody would drop this. Because I thought it was trash when it was sticking out of the dirt. I thought it was straight up plastic. I really thought it was plastic until I found out it feels like glass. And then when I looked at it, I'm like, oh. But I'll show you that after all my scrap and bullets. Look at all those bullets. Bullets. Dozens of bullets. Not sure how old this bullet is. If anyone could tell me what type of bullet that one is. Here's a brass one with white patina lead in the center of it. It could be very old. I can't be certain. It's pretty waxed out. I found so many bullets. This possibly was either a firing range area, because I also found shells. Now, all these shells are different. They're not the same. They're different. I think I have a couple with the X with the super. Here's a squashed, flattened out one. It's got a line right there. You can see that. These are all different cartridges. Maybe you guys can help ID on how old these are, if we could. I know the Park's from 63, but these look like pre-63. You know, these look like 50s, 40s. They look fairly old. You guys can read something on there. It's hard because of the glare. WAAC something SAW. And this bullet here, I think it's the A with the circle around it. Probably wrong. It's really bad. Bullets. A good piece of brass right there. That is brass, but I have no idea. It could be off of an old sprinkler or something. In that firing range, right in the front of the parking lot, I found my first ever proper brass shotgun head stamp. Now, can someone tell me if that's just a model number, or is it that old? Is it from 1901? It says 1901, I think number 10, new rival. It's still got this paper felt stuff in the back, so I'm thinking this could be a very old bullet because of the feeling, the paper stuff in the back. But maybe someone can help ID on how old this bullet could be. I know the Park was established in 1963, March 28th, 1963. But before that, it probably was a firing range. It probably was a hunting ground. I don't know. I tried to look up a bit of history at one time, but I couldn't find it. And I found this big hunk of brass with copper. I think I'm more likely going to put it in copper because it's all copper apart from this square with the nut or bolt right there. Pretty good piece of scrap metal. It's probably like a quarter. Feels like a quarter piece. There's a piece of it right here. Now the better find. I'm going to title this video Bucket List Finds because I can't tell you one really best find I was happy about, but you know. But yeah, I thought this was trash until I saw it. Unfortunately, I couldn't salvage the rest. Though I wonder, did a homeless person just drop it out from the dry dirt? Or was the dirt moved? These were two broken mason jar lids. Now, I think these two go together. If I could try to put them together. I think it goes like this. Yeah, it looks like it goes together. Two mason jar lid. I think they're made out of white glass or porcelain. I get the sense porcelain for ball mason. Now this, believe it or not, is the tin that went over in these old mason jar lids. It's made out of tin, really poor metal. I'm keeping it because it has a bit of some history to it, and I would like to know if they still do these. Good question. Do they still make these to this day? Plus, underneath that, I found this bottle with an iron top to it that got rusted away, so I had to throw it away. I found out it's a spice bottle, but I can't really figure out how old it is. Now I know the screw cap. I know it's a screw cap, but I know screw caps were kind of invented over 100 years ago, I think. But I really would love to know how old this bottle is. It is a spice bottle. The screw top is rotten away, which I believe is iron. It rusted away, and it came into pieces when I tried to, you know. I would like to know. So if anyone knows a little bit about some of this history, please answer in the comments. Two broken mason jar lids. I didn't keep the rest because it's all smashed to pieces. but I kept the good pieces where I can read the words. We're able to make out certain things to them. So, yeah. Next to my 7-hour trip detecting, this wooded area was just on the boundaries. No grass. It's like real easy dirt. Actually, it probably wasn't. I only had to dig like probably a foot before I actually hit dirt. It was so easy to dig that I actually had to use my hands. Don't worry, I wore gloves. I dug this part of the area. It was super early. I found this. Still works. Still writes. It can't work on that. It only works on surfaces like paper or something like that. It still has ink in it. Now, I went through all that. $3.96. A bit more modern shotgun cartridge. How modern? It feels more like, well, maybe pre-1963, just before 63. Though I doubt it because of the rubber end, because it's rubber in here. You saw the difference. There's paper in that, and there's rubber in this. That might me think that's an older bullet, and this is a bit more modern. How modern? It is brass, it's just a lot more flimsy, and it's surprisingly held up. Just your normal car wash token. Now on the surface I found this. I know it just seems like a bullet, but a lot of white patina on it. The size, it's got some really cool looks to it. I immediately thought that it could be a bullet from a Derringer. Now, it's one of those 2-shot Derringer pistols that I wonder, how old is this bullet? I don't know. It could be pre-1963. It could be fairly old. It's got a cup base, though it's pretty much rammed into something. It is a bullet. I didn't have to dig for it. It was just laying on the surface. This wooded area was so easy to dig that I used my gloves. And then I used my trowel because why not? I did both and both. And it was safe. I didn't dig up one needle, believe it or not. I think the reason why is because it's on iron. I don't dig iron. And a lot of this clad is like in coin spills. There's a couple times where I found a quarter, dime, and a nickel in one hole. There's a time I found a memorial and a clad dime in one hole. There's a time where I found a zinc penny and a memorial in one hole. I mean, it was like coin spills. I kept digging up like 3 or 4. I think I maybe have dug 4, 5 coin spills in this area. It's ridiculous. I found this knife just on the roadway where only authorized vehicles can go. The blade's a bit rusty. I guess someone thought the handle's no good and just tossed it out of their passenger seat. Just tossed it out of the dirt because it meant nothing to them. 440, stainless, China. I might give this to my stepdad. I'm not sure what it is. It feels pretty... I know it's a knife, but I'm not sure. I went to the grass area just on the other side of the dog park, and I found these just on the surface. They're scissors, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're slightly bent right there, but I guess that's probably how they were made. No rust in them. I'd say they were probably dropped within the last 24 hours. Probably the last 24 hours. So, nothing wrong with those. No rust on them. Next to just, there's a brass line. My first ever brass line. Not copper, it's brass. I can't bend it, it's super hard. It doesn't look like it looks like brass, then, you know, On the outskirts, just outside of the dog park, the fenced area, I found this, a hair clip. I don't think it's old, but because of the material it's made out of, but I don't know. You tell me, because I can't tell, sadly. Now, 2 bucket list finds. There's this dry desert area. I wasn't sure if it was what I think it is. It was about 4 inches. This really dry dirt area near this like drainage ditch. There's this like ditch, like drainage ditch area. Oh, just a piece of scrap and brass. There's this ditch area. 4 inches, I found this. Now, immediately, as soon as I pull it out, I'm like, is it what I think it is? What do I mean by that? Pocket watch case. Well, or pocket watch back. It's a pocket watch back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I should clean it or not. You could see some really cool design on it. It's got a star in the center, stars around it, and it looks like wavy patterns around it. This is why I detected just on the outskirts of that park, because you just don't know. You don't know. And this place wasn't private property, even though it's near an apartment complex. It's not private property. Nobody goes around it. It's vacant. Nobody goes there. And if people do go there, they probably just go there to just, I don't know, the homeless or whatever. But nobody. There was like nobody when I detected this area. I was very fortunate to do it because of finding stuff like this. Because maybe this could be 100 years old. It could be, it's very ornate. It could be a star or a sun. I'm not sure if I should clean it. I showed you guys that really cool tie tacks that could be from the late 1800s or from the Victorian era. I'm thinking Victorian era for that. This I can't be sure because of it, just finding it on the outskirt of a park. It could be Victorian, but I can't confirm. I'm not going to straighten it because if I do, it's going to split into 2 pieces. It's brass. I think it was gold plated at one time because you could still see some gold. I checked the hole. There's nothing else in it. So, yeah. I'm going to show this to Sister Ann so maybe she can help if I should clean it or leave it as is. Maybe we could find some writing in the back, but I don't know. Another bucket list. Since it's an empty area, nobody around, I screamed, "Hallelujah!" again, because what I always wanted to find was either a V-nickel, a buffalo nickel, and I really, like I said, my resolution was to find Indian heads, barbers, or something. Well, I found this nickel, and it's a bucket list because it's my first ever 35% silver war nickel. And it was about the same inches as much of the clad. So about 7-8 inches. Look at this baby. 1942p. 35% silver war nickel. Surprisingly, in that same year, they also made them just normal nickel and copper. But this one is a P. 1942p. Killer find. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised I found it. I know I have a collection of several of these, but I've never in the world ever thought I would find one. This is my first one in first time, hopefully not my last. So, yep, I end it right here. So that's Roundup 106. Hope you guys like this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm really scratching the surface of getting close to 400 subs. Yeah, 400. Once I get to 400 subs, I plan to do a Q&A. So please be sure to, if you have any information on some of these items that I showed you in this video, please answer in the comments. And please be respectful. So, yeah. This will probably be my last roundup for at least several weeks until I come back from Dad's. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I already repeat that. But yeah, I'm gonna dig up everything because you never know. I'll take that to my grave, that you just don't know what people will drop, especially that. It's not a valuable coin, but it is a bucket list because I've never found one. So there we go. And this is Blaze of Firewolf, and I'm out.